If you watch WWE television, you know Jade Cargill's a big deal. You know she's an undeniable force. If you log on social media and start scrolling down that septic app called Twitter, then you know people either hate her or love her. But you also know that Jade Cargill is being positioned by WWE to be a huge game changer, and they are putting more plans into place. In today's video, we are going to be diving deep into a new report that has shed light on some very interesting plans that WWE has for Jade Cargill. I'm not talking about just another feud. I'm talking about a feud that could put Jade Cargill on the freaking map. I'm talking about a match, a program, an opponent that could take Jade Cargill from being a upper mid carder to a main event player. And I don't think that's too much of a stretch to say. Jade Cargill, since signing with WWE, very, very calculated, very strategic in the way that WWE books Jade Cargill. What do I mean by that? If you look at the way that they brought her in and the signing, everything was laid out perfectly from her introduction to even her announcing that she had signed with WWE, going on all these media tours. And since Jade Cargill has arrived in WWE, they said, okay, here is what she's good at, here is what she's not great at, and we are going to be spotlighting her strengths. And they did that, and they did that very strategically by pairing her up with Bianca Belair. Well, we are in 2025, y'all, and we know that it is the year of Jade Cargill. What do I mean by that? It's the year to put up or shut up. And right now, currently, for the first several months into 2025, Jade Cargill has absolutely put up. Now, WrestleVotes has put out a very interesting report. So we know that WWE is on its way to Evolution 2. Okay, this is going to be the very first women's PLE since 2018 where it's exclusively all women. And when you talk about Evolution 2, you talk about a card that needs up. You need star power, and Jade Cargill is going to be on that card. But as we talk about this card and Jade Cargill, you have to go down the roster and you have to look at, okay, who can Jade Cargill work with, right? And you can list a bunch of names. You can name Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Lyra Valkyria, Bayley, Nia Jax, all of these talents, Tiffany Stratton, all of these talents. But according to WrestleVotes, WWE, they are planning to have Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair at Evolution 2. Now, we saw a few weeks ago that WWE, they planted the seed. And if you follow along, you can see, oh, well, we're definitely getting this match. We just don't know when. If you look at WWE's booking, especially under Triple H, since he took over main roster creative in 2022, you knew and know that he plants seeds. He plants seeds, whether it's in the backstage segment or in the very narrow part of a hallway during an interview or during a match or even on commentary, maybe even a promo. And these seeds are planted to revisit in 2 weeks, 2 months, or even 2 years. That's what he does. That's what he likes to do. And they had a recent interaction, Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair on SmackDown, right? Charlotte, she was trying to cut a promo. The fans had no interest in hearing this woman talking, so she bowed out. Her and Jade had a little bit of a stare down in the rampway. Jade essentially told her to hit the bricks, right? That is what was going on here. This is interesting because WWE's in a very interesting spot with Jade and Charlotte. First off, Charlotte. They're telling some type of story with Charlotte. Obviously, she comes back, wins the Royal Rumble, challenges Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Championship, loses to Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. That was a big shocker to a lot of fans. You look at Jade Cargill, okay, she has returned from hiatus, right? She was written off television in November of 2024. Backstage attack. She was laid out on top of a freaking car. She returns at the Elimination Chamber. She goes right after Naomi, demolishes Naomi, just leaves her laying. And they go into WrestleMania and they have a very good, solid feud. It checks all the marks you want. and it got both stars over, which at the end of the day, I think that's all you can ask for from a company standpoint, from a talent standpoint, from a fan standpoint. Can we get both stars over and make them bigger stars as a result of them feuding together? Okay. As simple as it sounds, it doesn't happen very often. Usually one star gets over more than the other. Now we're in a situation where they're still feuding, but it also feels like we're going to kind of revisit this at another time, right? And we also have the situation where Naomi, she's talked about how she is looking to start a family and she may be taking time off from WWE as a result of that decision. Well, that has to play into creative. And we're also moving in a very interesting time in WWE programming, especially with the women. So not only does WWE have to handle booking for the Money in the Bank PLE in July. They also have to worry, or June, this summer, whatever. It doesn't matter. They also have to worry about the booking of Evolution 2. And then they also have to worry about SummerSlam in August. Okay. There's a lot of strategic booking going on, and you really have to lay out a roadmap of, okay, here's what we want to accomplish at this event, here's what we want to accomplish at this event, and here's what we want to accomplish at this event. Okay, you have to just have like 3 columns and then just like roadmap it out. They have to figure out, okay, is Charlotte Flair and Jade, are they going to be working Money in the Bank? 2, are they going, who's going to win Money in the Bank? It can't be either of those, in my opinion. Maybe Charlotte screws over Jade. Maybe Jade screws over Charlotte in that match. I mean, this feud appears to be built off pure just animosity and hatred. Okay. So you could go in that angle, in that direction, rather. So that'll be interesting. But I like the pairing. I think it does good for both stars. Here's my concern. I'm concerned that they're going to want to put Charlotte over Jade and not have Charlotte pull up Jade Cargill in the process, because most of the time when you work with Charlotte, you don't rise to the occasion, right? Like if you look at Charlotte's first feud with Rhea Ripley in 2020, and I understand that was during the pandemic, but Charlotte just beat her for the NXT Women's title and just kind of went on about her way, right? The only time that you really get over on Charlotte Flair and get over because of Charlotte Flair is when you go over Charlotte Flair, right? Your Rhea Ripley's, your Tiffany Strattons. They've all, Rhea Ripley meaning the rematch, um, a few years ago in 2023. That's when she got over. So I would be a little apprehensive about that, but we'll see how that all plays out. Hey, you thought we were done here. No, no, no. One quick thing, one quick thing. If you would, let me know your thoughts on this video. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What I get wrong? What I get right? I'd love to hear your voice down below. Thanks for watching, y'all.